Thank you, Shay. Right now I'm live in the Florida Keys, where the Florida Department of Environmental Protection has issued several warnings about potential environmental violations to the Florida Keys Wild Bird Center. As you might be able to see over here, there are multiple construction structures and debris washing into the wetlands. These are not the first warnings issued to the Keys Wild Bird Center. Earlier in January, the Monroe County Code Compliance reported there are multiple safety violations. For example, this wooden walkway over here without a railing and unpermitted bird feeding areas. These warnings act as a vital point of communication to inform audiences and to prevent future violations. The Bird Center will need to actively communicate with the Florida DEP and keep the public up to date on the construction process as to not damage their reputation. In other regional news, another 3 cases of the Zika virus have been confirmed in the Miami-Dade area. This brings the statewide total to 47 confirmed cases. While nationwide, the virus count has reached 153, Florida has the most reported cases in all 50 states. All of these cases have been transmitted outside of the United States, but the state is anticipating the arrival of the virus stateside. The Zika virus can be carried by a species of mosquito specifically found in Florida, but the Florida Health Department and the CDC have done a great job of communicating prevention methods as well as symptoms through pamphlets and information on their websites. At this stage, communication is key in preventing the spread of the virus. If you need any more information about the Zika virus, you can call the information hotline the Florida State Health Department has set up at 855-622-6735. Now we're going to check in with Megan, who has the local news.
Thank you, Christine. In local news, 3 Deltona schoolgirls were arrested last week after attempting to poison their high school teacher. The girls dumped a crushed pepper into the teacher's open soda, causing her to experience a sore throat and shortness of breath. All 3 girls were charged with felony. After the arrests, the school's reputation is undoubtedly harmed. The school will have to release a statement regarding the incident and what happened, and how they are going to prevent this sort of behavior in the future. The school will also have to utilize good public relations in order to build up the school's reputation. That way students, parents, and teachers feel comfortable in the school environment. In other news, a heroin task force in Orange County is ready to break out into the community and raise awareness. After conducting major drug busts over the past year, the task force doesn't think that's the only way to solve the problem in the county. In order to reach the community and inform them, the task force will have to communicate their position to the target audiences clearly and frequently. They may hold press conferences, write up pamphlets, and share their ideas in other forms of communication, especially with those who have the addiction. The task force is already planning on releasing data regarding heroin-related deaths in Orange County in the past year. Finally, the University of Central Florida received $2.5 million in donations for their downtown campus project. After receiving the donations, the university held a press conference and sent out news releases regarding the new funds. The donations acted as a final financial push before UCF pitches the idea to the Florida Board of Governors. Not to mention those companies such as Universal Studios and Coca-Cola who donated are earning pretty good reputations themselves. Well, that's all I have for you today. Let's see what news Erin has about Disney.
Thanks, Megan. Disney launched demand pricing on Sunday. This means that on those days when the park is most crowded, one-day park ticket prices will rise. Attendance rose 10% during Disney's last quarter. This rise in attendance is what caused Disney executives to raise their ticket prices to meet the demand. If you visit Florida during peak times, the price jumps to $124. Regular days cost $110, and value days cost $105. Disney released a press release the other day with all of this information informing guests of the rising ticket prices. If you've been to Epcot recently, you may have noticed flowers starting to appear everywhere. 23rd Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival began Wednesday as guests were invited to take part in a spectacular experience. Flower and Garden features various topiaries of your favorite Disney characters. In addition to beautiful topiaries, musical playgrounds and a butterfly garden are definitely worth checking out. It takes a lot of coordination and planning to put together an event as grand as this. A park events planning team spends most of the year consulting outside vendors, horticulture artists, and experts to make this spectacular. They also created this garden passport that explains special food items, topiaries, as well as events and concerts throughout the next 90 days. This information can also be found on the Disney website. The best part is it's included in regular Epcot admission. Back to you at the studio. I'm going to go and enjoy the flowers.